Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. We're setting up some netting today for the new puppies. These are going to be left in that netting for about 3 days. And these puppies are, I think they're right at 12 weeks old now. They're going to be just accustomed to the sheep. And we're lambing right now, so you don't want to just dump out puppies right in the middle of all that. So we're going to wait a few more days and let them kind of get accustomed to the area and these older dogs. We've got 3 older dogs in here around them, and so we're going to let them get kind of used to the ones that are here, and then we'll turn them out. The puppies are small enough, they really can't do too much, as far as harassing the sheep. And some of these ewes over here are extremely protective, and so they'll probably bop them around a little bit if they get too close to their lambs, which is good. That's part of the training. I was going to show you the lambs. I mean, we've got more sets of triplets this year than I've ever seen, which is awesome. When you get triplets, that brings your average up. And what's amazing is the triplets that I've seen, they're all 3 the same size. And usually you'll see, the triplets will be one that's a little bit smaller than the others. But, golly, I saw that big chunk of wool against that tree down there. I'm like, oh, darn, there's a dead lamb. But that's just a blanket. That's a blanket down there that is shed. See it? Right beside there it goes. That is not a lamb. That is a piece of hair that came off of a ewe. That's how they rubbed on that tree and they shed. So here's a young ewe. That's her first lamb. I kind of like young ewes to have just a single. And sometimes they'll have twins. The gal that came to our, the lady that came to our grading school, Elizabeth, she had a ewe. It was her first time lambing, and she had triplets. It's like, oh my goodness. You don't hear about that very often. But yeah, there's a ton of the lambs are getting fun to watch because they're athletic. There's still a few popping out, so still getting a few, but I'd say 90% or more are done. They still are cute. Got a lot of color this year because we use the colored ram. That colored ram, boy, he definitely puts his markings on them. I'm gonna get out here on top of this ridge where we can see better. Can't see too much right here. Got so much grass, so much forage. There's a set of triplets right there. I think Ben counted them the other day. He thinks there's another set right there. He thought he counted 5 different sets of triplets. So, when you have a lamb or a ewe that just has one, a ewe lamb, or it's their first time lambing, and some of these older ewes are kicking out 3, that certainly brings your average up. Oh my gosh, there's lambs everywhere out here. What a beautiful sight. So we split this paddock in 2, and it's a big paddock. There's oh gosh, there's probably 15 acres on this one, and we gave them half of it. And so we're gonna let ewes got a big old blanket hanging off. Look at that. It's almost tripping her when she walks. See it? Her butt. It's the only part left is on her butt. The hair, that'll come off. There's another set of triplets right there. Look at that. Now folks, sheep, you have some tremendous advantages with sheep. One is you don't have to feed them any hay in the wintertime, or ours you don't. A lot of people do, and I guess that's okay, but it sure takes a lot of the money out of it. You got to feed them hay all winter. There is a ton of sheep out here, a ton of babies. But so yeah, you can breed the ewe lambs. You know, when they're 7 months old, they'll give you your first lamb when they turn 1 year of age. You sure can't do that with cattle. Oh, there are some pretty lambs out here. My goodness. Look at that little black one. I was asked to use my zoom, so there it is. There's my zoom. That is a pretty lamb. They're very vocal. They're a lot more vocal. And I noticed that ram over there. Where's he at? Right there. He's limping. That's one we're gonna butcher. He's got a bad foot on him, so we'll have some ram, what we call ram burger. We make ram burger out of those. Grind them up into burger. Jan makes the best lamb meatballs you've ever ate in your life. They're delicious. I say lamb, they're actually withers that are almost 2 years old. So we don't butcher the young lambs. We get some size on them. Yeah, that wire doesn't have any power in it. That's why that sheep's over there. There's one sheep over there on the side of that wire. And we just found out the wires actually got down in this pond over here. So we got to get that fixed. That's killing the power. Boy, look at the lamb. They're just beautiful. He had his mouth on that teat. Well, she's doing a good job. She's got 2 really nice lambs. That's the thing I like about sheep, is they're so attentive to their young. They're always doing that that little noise. And those 2 ewes there are like, get away from my lambs. Isn't this just beautiful? There's a nursery of them right down there. Look at them all. Tell you what we found out, the best thing to do is to stay out of here when they're lambing. Because if you go in here and kind of, like this little lamb here, if I was a brand new lamb, it would come up to me and it would probably want to follow me out of this paddock. This is the mama, she's bowing to it. I want some dinner. I want some dinner. Boy, he's on the other side, and his sister or brother is on this side. Of course, there's the big dogs. What a beautiful dog, and lady and big boy. They just unbelievable guard dogs. And then there's the one we call the wild dog on that far side over there. He's always on the edge. He's not too crazy about being around people. But these dogs don't miss a trick. Gosh, look at the lambs. See, oh my goodness, look at that. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. We're going to get them up in July. That's when we make the ram lambs withers. And we'll get a good count. And we're going to know exactly what our lambing percentage is. But I'm anticipating it's going to be pretty good. Everywhere I look out here, there's just lambs, and more lambs. But they're growing. The ewes are doing well. They've got plenty of forage, lots of legumes in here, lots of browse. And the ewes are just holding their condition. You can tell it. Oh, that's a pretty lamb. Look at him. It's like, Mom, quit itching so I can get something to eat. I mean, they don't miss a trick. The ewes are, they're a lot better at weaning. They're a lot better at weaning their lambs than cows are weaning their calves. They just kick them off. They won't let them suck. Once they get, old enough, they just say, that's it, Junior, you're not getting any more. And they just don't let them suck. And it's usually when the lambs are strong enough to pick the ewe up in the air. And that's going to be probably another well, all of June. It's going to be another 5 to 6 weeks. In about another probably 2 weeks, it's going to be like a comical movie out here, watching these lambs run and buck and jump and kick and run. There'll be like 60, 70 of them all in one group, just running as hard as they can run, jumping up in the air, kicking their feet sideways. I mean, they get with it. They're still just a little bit young to be doing that. They're more, fastened on to mom, which is good. You want them fastened on to mom because they're sucking. But how does that know which lambs are hers? I mean, there's 200 or more, 250 lambs out here, but those moms know. They know by the sound, and definitely when they put their nose on them, they know by the smell. There's a couple lambs down by Big Boy playing. I love that dog. He's just so awesome. He's always laying down in the middle of the sheep. And first, something kind of stirred his interest. I tell you what it is. There's a dog barking way on the next farm. He's gonna go down and make sure that dog's not in his sheep. Gosh, what a dog! And see, you can't train him to do that. They got to have the instinct. A lot of having a good guardian dog just comes from instinct. And not every dog makes a guardian dog. But yeah, I've got to get going. We still got to move the cow mob, and it's just such a beautiful day out here. I could stay out here all day with these sheep. I mean, the color is just magnificent. You got the spotted lambs and the beautiful green grass. Yeah, look at them. They're looking at me like, who are you? Mama, what is that tall, gangly looking thing? It's not a sheep, and it's not a dog. Sheep are getting prettier as the hair comes off of them. Oh, you can't really see the lambs. They're laying down. The grass is so tall. This is a beautiful savanna right here. These are all persimmon. So it's a persimmon grove. And we've got one here. There's one over there. And there's another one over there. And there's one behind that one. And there's another one at the far end. So I like these persimmon groves. The trees give us good shade. And there's plenty of grass underneath them. And it makes really good deer habitat. The deer love the persimmons in the fall. They're Swedish. Well, if you ever eat a persimmon, the old saying, they're sweet as sugar, and they are. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. It's a beautiful day here at Green Pastures Farm. Hit that subscribe button on the way out, and we'll see you next time.